Hey, I'm Rejected Shotgun. So there's been a ton of talk about new maps lately with some leaked sound files that I'll show you guys in a little bit and some Jeff Kaplan confirmations straight from the game director himself. There is a ton of info about these new maps today and I'm going to cover all of it. So let's get right into this. The most interesting thing about this new map story today is the fact that there's actually some leaked sound files from way back in 2016, and they are very convincing. I'm going to play these for you really quick, and then I'm going to tell you what my thoughts on this are.
Boba time.
To go back to the moon. I don't know.
As you guys can see, these leaks have some crazy stuff to them. First of all, what is Athena saying? Boba tie?
Boba time.
I have no clue what that is, where that is, but that sounds like a really interesting place. And Winston too, his voice line saying, to go back to the moon. That's implying that he's going to the moon at some point, and that potentially one of these new maps could be a moon map. Now, what I thought was really crazy is all these monster noises. You heard those? They're like gorillas. It sounds like gorillas that are like monsters. Maybe on the moon there are more gorillas other than just Winston. And some of these other sound effects are really throwing me off too. They sound like crazy space alien alarms or underwater bass noises. They're so indescribable and strange you can't possibly tell what they are. But there was some really interesting stuff there with that music and the announcer voices. I think these are all assets for some future maps that just haven't been released yet. And don't forget, these were data mined from the game a couple months ago. Actually, more than a couple months ago now. Excuse me, these were about the time of the summer games, I believe, sometime near Eichenwald's release. Now, if these leaks, if they're not enough for you, we got some serious, credible stuff here today. We got some real, legit Jeff Kaplan confirmed information here. Let me show you this. The other day, on the Overwatch forums, Jeff Kaplan went on and said this. We currently have 3 maps in development, all past the initial playtesting phase that are standard maps, quick play and competitive. While we could always change some things on these maps, all 3 are looking likely for a release this year. We also have 3 non-standard maps in development. These won't go into quick play or competitive. We also have a few other experiments going on. Hopefully this will satisfy some of what you're looking for. We want to play on these maps as badly as you guys do. We'll work as fast as we can. So I'm really glad that he took the time to tell us a little bit about the map development because that's a huge topic for us Overwatch fans. Now, while he did say there were 3 maps in development for quick play and comp, I have a feeling that the 3 non-standard maps are going to be even more exciting. But first of all, I want to talk about these 3 new maps in development. There is a ton of possibility for what these maps are going to be, and we already have speculation enough for days on this kind of thing. We already know that Junkrat and Roadhog come from a place called Junkertown, and we can see from Diva's legendary mech description that there's actually mech battles and some really interesting stuff taking place there after some kind of radioactive fallout has destroyed the entire area. Now, of course, another place that could be added to the game is the moon, and I honestly think the moon is going to be the next map that gets released just because of how old the sound effects are for it and how long it's likely been in development. If these sound effects have been in production for this long, there is no doubt in my mind that the moon is going to be the next map. It's also possible that there's going to be an underwater map, because if you hear some of these sound effects, it sounds like water dripping and some distant creature noises. There's a lot of interesting ambience, but it is a little hard to tell between space and underwater. They're very similar in certain ways. I gotta say, what I am most excited for today is these 3 non-standard maps in development. Jeff Kaplan said these 3 maps are not going to go into quick play and competitive. So there's 3 standard maps that are quick play and competitive, and there's 3 more maps that are not standard maps. So that's 6 maps in total. That's an insane amount. Now, the reason these are so exciting, these 3 non-standard maps, is because they're likely going to be 3v3 and 1v1 maps, or just maps that are for custom games or some other arcade game modes that we're not currently available to us. I'm really excited though, because I am so tired of Eco Point Antarctica. It's a beautiful map, beautifully designed, but once you play on it for the 1742nd time, you're like, I would really like to switch it up right about now. And that's great, because we really need to switch it up. I play quick play a lot, and I'm totally fine with switching maps on the fly, but when you play 3v3s and you know the exact same layout of the map every single time, it does get a little bit repetitive, and I could really use some variety so that we can get some really fun new 3v3 maps going on. So you know, a lot of those data mined files we now know are from characters that are currently in the game. These data mined files came from the PTR of Overwatch in July of 2016. That was 1 month after Overwatch shipped, which means that we didn't even have the summer games at that time. A lot of the stuff that got leaked we now know to be Sombra sound effects, Ana sound effects, Eichenwald, even summer games stuff is in there. So this is really old. But the craziest part about this is those sound effects I played for you earlier, those are that old, from July of 2016, and they still haven't been used yet. I can't believe that Blizzard's been holding on to assets for this long. So I'm really hoping that these are going to be some kind of space map sound effects, because a lot of it ties in with those gorilla sounds that we heard. There are some space noises, we heard some alarms, and a whole bunch of sci-fi sounding stuff. If there's not going to be a space map, I will literally eat a sock. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you guys in the notification squad are always in the comments right as the video releases. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I'm constantly putting out Overwatch news, and there will always be content for you to enjoy. That's all for now though. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.